Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. It was great weather, and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I hope that you had as much fun with your children as I had with my dad this weekend. It was so much fun. My dad is turning 80 years old this year, and he wanted to go to the Yorkville car show. And so he and I went together, and it was so great. He was like a kid in a candy shop. It was so much fun. So there is a lot that's going on. It's mid-June. It's really a busy time of the year. It's historically, June is the busiest month for closings on purchases, but those have been slow these days. But what's not slow is the refinances, the switches, and the transfers that people are doing. And like always, I am telling people to really, as a quick thought, 9 months, for as long as it takes to have a baby, that's when we should start talking about your mortgage renewal, like having a baby. And I usually tell clients to reach out at least a year in advance. That way I can say, okay, you know what? Gather all your tax returns, documents, and then that might take them a month or so. And then in the 9-month mark, usually people are like, boom, here you go. And in that moment, I start to review things, and we'll have a quick 10-15 minute conversation. We can figure things out. And then from there, very nice and calmly, I can talk to a lot of lenders over the course of a month or two, as opposed to rushing 30 days in advance. There's over 30 lenders that I have access to, and it's really nice that when I'm not in a rush, I can actually talk to as many lenders as possible and, know that in my heart of hearts, I spoke to at least a dozen lenders about your file that you could potentially qualify for, and then narrow it down to the top 3 or 4 options that you might have. So it's kind of like that when you need to prep a listing. You don't just go in, do a listing presentation and put a for sale sign. Sometimes it could take months, sometimes even up to a year. So no different on my end. I think that's really, rates have gone up over the past month, but over the past week, since last week, they haven't moved very much. Some lenders decreased on the shorter term by 10 basis points. Really, it's nothing to even talk about. I think that this is a great time. We know that the Bank of Canada has some concerns coming up. As far as job losses are concerned, TD talked about 100,000 jobs being lost by the end of the year. And so we know that job losses is going to increase. That's probably going to bring rates down a little bit, which is what we anticipate. But that means that more people are going to have lost their jobs, and they might be renewing or might need to refinance, because Equifax is talking about highest debt levels and delinquencies that are starting to rise. So this is why it's super important that we start having these conversations as early as possible while people still have jobs and still qualify for mortgages. Because even if rates go down, it's not like they're going to go down 1 to 2%. We're talking about 0.5%, maybe like 3/4. But if you don't have a job, then you qualify for nothing. So we're pretty much at the bottom of the barrel as far as rates are concerned. So I really think that this is a great time. As for people like to refinance, but as for people who have money, great times are going to be coming ahead in the upcoming year. Listings are up. Things have switched where it's more of a buyer's market than it is a seller's market. And so there are some great opportunities, and I've been talking about this for quite some time. So it's nice to see some of it coming to fruition. However, there are good parts of bad news, and, I just tried to cover it all for you. So if you have any questions, you need any help, or you just want to chat, you can call me, you can text me, and you can page me through the office. Have a great week. Until next week, be well.